founder CEO of Leaf. Leaf primarily is an end-to-end farmer service focused agri valuation company, and we have been working in the agri ecosystem for the past 12 years plus. And primarily, our focus is there to reach solutions for the smallholder farmers to address the day-to-day challenges. In the current environment, the day-to-day challenges are multiple, because as a smallholder farmer, he has to run behind pillars to post to find services what he requires. When I say pillars to post, it's all about what he requires for the agriculture to do cultivation. We need to get high quality seeds. So the farm inputs, where he has to go behind the input suppliers or the retailers who are selling the agricultural inputs. And he needs to find money, so he has to run behind the people who actually kind of service him with the financial instruments, which sometimes, and not sometimes, mostly those are local money lenders. Then of course he need to get advisories, means he has to go behind research for places where he can get advices. Then after all this, he'll have to kind of run around to sell his produce, and after running around to sell his produce, he has to run around to collect the money. So this is the normal life cycle of a smallholder rural farmer. And the technology can actually play a great role to find solutions for him at a single point, or reach the solutions to his doorstep. Worldwide, there is an increased awareness about issues related to agriculture, and the farmers ignored for so long. People have began to understand the importance of agriculture, and this one industry around which the other industries are aligned literally. If there is no agriculture, there is no human race. The human race won't survive. And if you look at the way things are progressing as of today, we are losing our farmland. There is a brain drain from agricultural ecosystem or the farming ecosystem, because most of the younger generation are not very keen to follow the traditional farming practice, or neither the fathers or grandfathers' profession, because somehow they feel that it is not properly actually kind of remunerating, or it won't be remunerating for them with their abilities what they have, and it's true. Unfortunately, at scale, smallholder farmers are not able to kind of show a progressive livelihood or a sustainable livelihood income generation reality. And this time, the world to come around, especially the technology players and the people who are able to connect the farmers and the technology to come together to ensure that their problems are solved for real, and somewhere it can be proven that agriculture can be a sustainable livelihood model. That's the only way we will be able to retain our smallholder farmers on continuous cultivation. It's a reality. Now, what are the opportunities as far as for technology players to contribute in agriculture is concerned? Let's look into it. One, of course, the marketplace, which many people are trying. The government is also kind of putting their best effort to ensure that they're trying that they're able to kind of connect the farmers with the market straight directly. But just by connecting, it won't actually kind of find the result. But there is a lot of there's a lot of effort has to be put behind it to optimize the model to get to a level where it can function naturally by itself. And the intervention technology required in the agriculture sector is much beyond the market linkage. There is a need to kind of reach the services of farmers' doorstep, and the only way to make it happen is that by ensuring that there are free flow of information between the farming community and the service providers. There is another space where the technology can play a great role. Third thing, definitely yes, it's about the farm management. it is very much important that the latest advancements in agriculture technology is reaching to the farming lot, and the farm management is getting pivoted to a database, farm management model. If you look at our smaller farmers, they will all of them are working from the information what is shared to them, what kind of that they learned from century old practices, right? Through their grandparents and fathers, and then the way it has been traditionally passed on to them, and which is getting challenged because of the current, we can say the climate related to climate change issues. I mean, certainly it is getting challenged because the weather pattern is completely behaving absurd now, honestly. Uh, if you look at the traditional practice, all based on certain calculations, when the rain will come, when the kind of market demand will pick up, and they do their own calculation, then go for farming based on that. And now that pattern is also changed, the rain pattern is also changed, so they are not able to kind of get. Now the predictions are not working realistically as of today. So there is a need to kind of move to a different, tier altogether, which is technology-based, information-based, data-based, sowing to harvest management system. Right? And there are new age, other pesticide and other kind of disease challenges, which was not very relevant at that point of time. I'm talking about the old age, that point of time. There are new challenges there at this point of time, as of today. So they need to be, kind of updated about it. They need to know about it, and they have to find a way to. But they need to be helped to overcome those kind of challenges. There is again is the opportunity for the technology to play. Now, as far as agriculture technology is concerned, there is a need to kind of address the climate related challenges. So we need to kind of find a way to kind of do farming in a water stress area, in a climate kind of challenging situations. There are new way of doing cultivation, which can actually withstand the water stress or excess water kind of situation to certain limit, certain level, which will actually give a lot of contributions towards addressing these challenges. So these are the points which were the key areas where technology intervention can work for the benefit of the farming community. And last, most important, but and not for the last, the financial inclusion aspect, which is very, very, very important for the benefit, which need to be brought in for the benefit of the farming community, because they are not part of the financial inclusion programs of any of the financial inclusion programs as of today. If they want to get access to affordable credit, they will have to literally struggle to get access to it. And there is a need for a change in that approach also. I mean, financial institutions has to reach to those of farmers, identify the right, good farmers. I mean, kind of what I mean by good farmers is that who are genuine farmers, who are looking for financial support to cultivation and extend the support for them. So these are the kind of key areas where technology intervention can work, and it will help the farming communities. Also, will help us to secure a food and nutrition requirement for the future. I mean, food and nutrition security, or on top of it, it will also kind of ensure that the farming community need not look for any other livelihood aspects to sustain the life moving forward, which will also ensure that people in the agriculture ecosystem, not only the farming community, whomever are part of the ecosystem, can remain back in the villages and the areas of cultivation to sustain their livelihood. They don't need to kind of move into a city to find another alternative job. And we have been kind of working hard to kind of identify right technology or technology partner to join our journey to reach this solutions as a one-stop or all the services as a one-stop solution to the farming community. that is where we and Mastercard have come together to deploy a agreed, I can say, business tech platform. It's called the Farmer Network, where the service ecosystem service providers can plug and play, and the system will work as an information superhighway for the requirement, and service available can be visible crisscross, and then transaction can happen through that. So I am quite, I think, covered the subject at a very, say, not broad, but I covered subject, and I'm ready to take questions from the audience on whatever I said or on the subject.
Okay, Mr. Vijayaraghavan, can you explain a bit more on the slides which Mr. Raghuveer is trying to share?
Sure. I mean, I can go through the, I can detail out the, how the Farmer Network functions. Raghu, just can you move forward? So, the way we are looking at to address kind of bring in the technology intervention is also by I could say organizing the unorganized segment. So farmer FPOs are a great focus for us. We believe that to address millions of farmers as individuals can be a challenge, but it's not impossible. It is possible. But a better way to kind of reach out to mass is by organizing them, and FPO is a vehicle which we feel is which has the potential to organize the unorganized small farmers. So we are supporting the farmers to form FPOs. We are supporting the FPOs which is already formed to become, I would say, profitable, because most of them don't have the business focus. They all have the structure, but most of them have failed in kind of working as a business unit. So we're helping them to work as a business unit. Right. Then so we are bringing the ecosystem players onto the platform to kind of support the requirement of address the requirement of the FPOs of farming community, which is we are working with the banks, we are working with agri ecosystem focused NBFCs and other fintech players who are willing to kind of address the requirement on this side. So that is one way. So the digitization, when we talk about, is basically we actually kind of ensure that all relevant informations are getting collected and shared across, among the ecosystem players, and then we ensure that the services are getting services are reaching the doors of the farmers, and wherever is needed, we actually go with a high touch model where the farming the particular farmer who doesn't know how to use the system, how people kind of intervene there to ensure that he's able to use the system. That way, we are not. I mean, nobody's out of this. The services. So everybody can, even a person who doesn't know how to operate the system, even a area where internet is not functioning, also can avail the services of this platform. That's how we are moving forward. And as far as financial inclusion is concerned, since the fintech, the banking system is coming into play, and the next level challenge is how to reach the financial services to the doorstep of farmers. That means there are areas where the banks are not there. There are areas where the ATM is not there. Right? How do we kind of still the farmers can receive the money to the doorstep, and that is the biggest kind of solution what we are bringing in. And we are trying to launch a compound card where the farmers can use to withdraw money or use to kind of buy produce or from wherever it needed. And the way we're going to do it, that we're going to go into rural area. We're going to identify through a DC model or an engagement model to where a particular shop or your own employees are there to deliver the money to the farmers on demand. So this is how we intend to move forward. We will move to the next step. So as I said, no, the LFN will work on a high touch model. since uh, every single farmer doesn't have a smartphone or internet not available. So there are going to be people in between who will make it available for them or service make it available for them. And through the ecosystem, the farmers will get the input services, advisory services, financial services, and the kind of forward market linkages. So it works as one unit and as one-stop solution. We just move forward. So what we solve is that, as I mean, again, it's a follow-up of what I said. It's about we're talking about a very effective 300-degree functionality, right? Which actually kind of which elements of that function to the roast of the farmers. The primary aspect we're trying to address is that where their primary job is to farming. They kind of run behind different pillars to reach the kind of access to service whatever they need. So the technology actually helps to reach those services in the demanded time frame. So that is where the whole change will happen. Or kind of the advantages will be felt visible. They will move. So this is about how how LFM solve the problem. So which is more on the line of what I spoke, and you can actually kind of go to the wordings there. It is a very secure platform, which is a very secure way of kind of managing the data, which is actually getting collected, but only for the benefit of the farming community. So it is about addressing the entire requirement through the most secured manner, which is also very important when we talk about technology. I mean, technology cannot be something which should be get misused, and it become a challenge to address that issue later. So those are things which we are taking care of from the beginning itself, and rest of the thing I have already spoken about it. So this is how the ecosystem play will happen. So the farmer network is in the middle, where the different agencies or the different ecosystem play can plug into it. Then the service can be reached to farmers on demand. This is how the whole system functions, right? And include the government can come into the way we envisage is that there is a need for everybody to work together, right? The technology providers, the agri-businesses, and when I say agri-business, every single business in this space, which is actually focusing on the agriculture. It can be input manufacturers, implement manufacturers, equipment manufacturers, governments, very specifically government, who's trying hard to kind of double the farmers' income, and technology providers and people like us who have been working this great business ecosystem for a long time. And I believe that I strongly believe that even the new age entrepreneurs who has ideas to find solutions in this space also need to come forward. And it is time that all of us collectively kind of put our effort together to address the challenges which is really there, I mean, which has been ignored for so many years. Let me move ahead. Next slide.
Here's the next slide, Vijay.
Yeah, this I already spoken. This is about elaborating it a little more. I mean, you can just you can use you can get to the AgTech Agri credit also I spoken about. I mean, this is how it actually can function. I mean, it will take. I mean, it'll take too much time for me to go and detail it out and explain it out. I mean, right? So it will work through a tie-up where the focus the financing agencies, like the banks or NBFCs, to come together, part of it to kind of give the solution to farmers. Because the challenges the banks or NPS or kind of anybody facing this area to fund the farmer is about how to collect the money, right? Because for them, if they lend 10 rupees, and if they lend 10,000 rupees, the effort they have to put towards collecting the money is the same. So that is one of the big reason that most of these agencies are backing off funding the smallholder farmers. right? And the manpower they need to deploy to collect the money is humongous. And that is where again the technology can play through a Fujitech model, not through pure tech model. Because it would be difficult to work on a pure tech model. If pure tech would have worked, means it would have been already there will be multiple players in this space. But unfortunately, that is not the case at this point of time. I'm pretty sure it'll get there. I mean, somebody has to start and take the effort, and somebody take the effort to make it happen. And even the farmers will find it convenient, right? Now, if they can actually access to a funding without going through a detailed paperwork, and it's also not based on the credit score. I mean, the CIBIL score, if you look at a farmer, I mean, it's very difficult to find people who are at fundable level. It's just because of multiple challenges. I mean, many of the farmers are not fundable because they are not done genuine transaction through the bank accounts what they have, and there are reasons behind it. One of the main reasons, they don't know what's the benefit of moving the money through the bank account, right? And somebody has to take effort to kind of make it happen and make them credit worthy, and then see how the banking system can actually use that information as a reliable information to fund that farmer. And that is what the effort which we are trying to put across to make sure that this sector is getting opened up, right? And we are able to kind of educate the farmers, or to make them understand the need to transfer money to the bank, which will enable a chain of reactions, which will kind of in future, which they can access the funding without even going to the without can even signing a document. And that's the way it is possible to the new age AgTech solutions what we have. Right? Generally, if you look at the market, the companies are offering financial solutions to the salaried, I mean, without signing documents, everything electronically signed. And that should happen for the farming community going for the future. That's what we envisage. So this is how an ecosystem will play. I've already kind of explained all this. I mean, I don't want to waste time on this. I mean, we can move ahead. So the impact on the livelihoods are genuine, right? I mean, the technology play can actually make their make them kind of believe that there is possibility in future in agriculture, and that's what we are seeing. And so much of informations they become aware of, I mean, which otherwise they don't have as of today. I mean, that's advantage by incorporating technology into the farming activity. I think you can just close the slides. I think mostly we have just spoken about all the subjects. As long presentation will take too much time.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah.
People time to ask questions. Yeah. It's just I'm through the presentation. I'm ready
Okay.
to question.
Okay, Mr. Vijay, thank you for the sharing the details. Now I'll take up the questions from our participants. The first question is, okay, is Lawrencedale mainly operating in the Nilgiris?
So we started from Nilgiris way back in 2007 as a farming company. Then we became we became a value chain company in 2009, and we spread across. Though we started that point of time, or at Agro period, we have spread across the southern 5 states, which is Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana. And we also have been working with the different state governments. In fact, we are engaged in a project with the Japanese agency JICA, and another company, partner company we are working with called Agri in digitizing the farmlands in Himachal Pradesh. So likewise, we have been, though the core focus area has been southern states, but we have been engaged with the different state governments with the different kind of projects. Yeah.
Okay, I'll move on to the next question now. We read that you have been funded by investors. What advice you have for entrepreneurs in raising funds for startups?
So, see, first you should have a very strong business model. I mean, especially in agriculture space, you have to have a deployable business model. And if you have and this solves a social problem, it has to be focused towards solving a social problem. So, since why I'm saying a social problem is that there are a lot of social impact fund available for startups in agriculture space, and there are a lot of problems to be solved too, right? And the business opportunities focus area is huge, right? It may not be covering the entire country to start with. You can pick up a local, kind of a particular state, a particular district, and start, and you can deploy a business model. So my advice will be have a very strong business model. Ensure that the unit economics is viable, which will definitely looked at by any investor, because that's how that they will look at it first. And the solution should be scalable. So this is about having a strong business model, right? And a very good unit economics, then a fantastic scalability and the social purpose attached to it. So definitely you will be able to find enough, people to fund the initiative.
Okay, I'll go to the next question now. On Leaf website, it says your services help to bypass intermediaries. Wouldn't Leaf itself become another intermediary?
So what is an intermediary in the agriculture ecosystem? An intermediary is a person who actually aggregates the produce from the smallholder farmers and reaches to the next level of middleman, right, which are the mandis. So what happens there? What is the biggest challenge a farmer faces through an intermediary? It is lack of transparency, right? Because the farmer will not know what price his produce is getting sold. So that information will be hidden. Because if you look at a smallholder farmer who has less than an hectare of land or acre of land, a particular day's harvest is not going to be sufficient enough to load into a big truck or even a small truck to take it to the or profit, kind of take it to the market. For example, his expenditure on logistics will be more than the profit what he can earn. So what the middleman what he does is actually aggregates from 4-5 smaller farmers and fill into a truck and then take it to market. Right. What happens is that he's not giving the exact information of the price the produce is getting sold in the market. So farmers are always deprived of it. So he calculates his profit and the opportunistic margin is also absorbed by the middleman. So that's where it is, the challenge, right? So the question to, if Leaf is a middleman, Leaf is absolutely not a middleman. We are actually bypassing, who are our customers? Our customers are the people who are actually buying from the mandis in different cities. I mean, likes of organized retailers, likes of unorganized retailers, or the food processing companies, or the HoReCa sector companies, right? Or the online players. These are people whom we reach to. And our price exchange model is very transparent. So if you are our effort is always to sell for the better price. We bargain on our price, which we sell to the buyers who buy from us. And being a organization with existing policies, we ensure that the best part of the money is getting transferred to the farmers. And usually, if you look at our purchase cost from the farmer is more than what he can otherwise realize from the market. Because when you go to the market, apart from this lack of transparency aspect, he's also, kind of discount of the commission other expenses from the price which he realizes. That is also happens to a farmer. Or not, he doesn't get the money on time. Right? So when people like us, I feel that I'm saying that there should be more people like us. What the advantage of farmer is that one, it will be purely completely the entire transaction will be transparent. Plus, you get the money the very next day, right? So that is how we function. So I would definitely say we are not another middleman.
Okay, so I'll go on to the next question now. In the meantime, Mr. Raghuveer, can you please stop sharing the screen so that we can see Mr. Vijayaraghavan's picture? Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, can you suggest one or two laws or policies related to agriculture that you like the government to change?
See, I would say not change. I would say where we need to bring in clarity. So the recent, the issues related to farm law as, forward and backward has created a kind of ambiguity among the, the ecosystem. Of course, I mean, the farm laws has been, moved out from the way. I mean, I'm not going to comment on that. Uh, I think there is a need to, kind of bring in clarity on the current situation so that, questions in the people's mind can be avoided, can be cleared, right? And I would say one more. I would have one more request. If you can have a uniform pattern across the country on this kind of, regulations, it will help the crisscross movement of producers. Inside the country, right? So I'm seeing that, when in our community when we speak, there are people asking question, what is the rule in Tamil Nadu? Then somebody asks what's is the same thing in Karnataka or is the same thing in Andhra Pradesh? So it gives that kind of that reflects the confusion in people's mind. So and that need to be clear. And then it's ideal that these questions are not allowed to raise by allowed to raise, and to address that, you need to bring in a uniform, kind of understanding among the state governments on to get to that level. I would say that, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for answering that question. Now I'll go to the next question. How do you think Indian agri-tech, that is agri-technology startups, will evolve in the near future?
So there are, hundreds of technology platforms getting built up and available at this point of time. I feel that one point of time, they will get to the they will get to a point they're actually able to solve the problems purely based on tech itself. I mean, right now, if you look at this, I'd say the most efficient model is a Fujitech model. But a pure tech model is actually where real scale can happen. Can be more efficient. I wouldn't say scale, can be more efficient. For that, there is a lot of AI-based, kind of infrastructure, technology infrastructure has to come in place. I mean, say infrastructure because it also requires to deploy certain kind of technology on the ground. Right? So I'm pretty sure that, near future, a lot of integration will happen between the available technology, and there also will be new inventions come in place. So I envisage a time where, many of the activities which requires humongous operational requirement will
Mr. Vijayaraghavan, we lost your voice. Are you connected? Yeah. Mr. Vijayaraghavan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, we lost you for a few seconds. We lost your voice for a few seconds. Last few seconds.
I was saying that, I envisage a time where a pure tech play can, solve the problems at scale. AI-based pure tech play. That's what I'm saying. So a lot of integration of technologies will happen in the future. There'll be existing technology will happen in the future. There will also be new technology inventions will come into play as we move forward.
Okay, I'll move to next question now. In your business, what's the main difficulty you face currently?
So the technology adoption by the farmers, I would say certainly yes, because they are completely new to it, right? And it takes time for them to understand the benefit, and it requires a lot of effort in sensitizing them about the advantage of the technology. And technology adoption is the key challenge. Yes.
Okay. I think now we have the last question, and it is a slightly different question. I'll just read it out. Okay. Would you recommend a farmer's son to go into agriculture or to find a urban job, find an urban job?
I will certainly recommend a farmer's son to remain in farming because if he's educated, he can understand that there are new age way of doing farming is is there. So he can actually bring in the kind of connect with those kind of knowledge, and he can make the farming profitable as a reality. And that is the requirement too, in fact. So I advise the farmer's son to be kind of search for the new age solutions and then remain in the farming, incorporate that into farming activity and remain in farming. So that is what the future requirement is, and that is where the the future opportunities also lies.
Okay. Let me check if any further questions are left out. Okay, I think now we have one last question, and then one of our participants has appreciated your talk, and his message is as follows. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. It was a very informative session. So I'll take up the next question now. It's the last question. What are the best techniques for farmers in future for best cultivation?
So a scientific and data-based cultivation practices. So approach farming scientifically. That is what is lacking as of today. So nobody, I don't know how many farmers are actually doing the soil testing before they actually start the farming practice, season by season. And how many farmers actually kind of store the data of his, practices or of the yield, and use both the scientific information and the data, the harvest related data to optimize his the next crop season's approach. So that is what is needed.
Okay. Just give me a few seconds. I'll just check if any further questions are left out. Okay. Okay, so now we have come to end of question round. I don't see any further questions from participants. So agricultureinformation.com likes to thank Mr. Vijayaraghavan Palat and Mr. Raghuvir Badrinath for taking the time to talk with us and sharing all the details. And we also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed. And Mr. Vijayaraghavan, I'm also sharing your contact email with our participants.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We are closing this meeting now.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.